Welcome back to AI War Fleet Command, everybody. It's time for the second iteration of the Neinzul Knife Fight. Children of Neinzul expansion, difficulty 7.6, moderate with Neinzul AI types. And we're here in series, which you may remember we just recently captured. It's our third system out of the 10. And we can, of course, capture 8 before taking on the AI homeworlds. So we're already a significant part of the way there into the middle game after the first episode. Now, I'm building up turrets here. I built a fleet of about 100 ships. There they are. And that was just a rough guesstimation, but it ended up being plenty. The problem is we're about to get another wave here sooner than I expected, and it's going to hit soon, and these turrets are not up. So I just wanted to move these ships up into here because, again, once it hits, they're going to run in here pretty quickly, I think. Now, I'm not protecting the golems, because we're not going to be able to, oh, there they come, but we're not going to be able to use the botnet golem. There's actually another Black Widow golem if we want one of those. It's in Slan. So here they come in, and I'm just having my ball of ships here to try to do what it can. I've got the new Mark V grenade launchers, got some of those in there. And my goal here is just, again, to annoy them, to distract them, to do whatever I can until my turrets, grav turrets, tachyon emitters, whatever get up. I do have the shields up. Here they come, and it looks like they're trying, yeah, they're attacking that. Okay. Here they come, more in. Yep, they're trying to get through it. Where are they going? What are you going to do out there? There's nothing out there. Okay. And they're definitely giving us a piece of their mind. Let's see, how much are we getting from them? Only 7 per second, not a lot. And we've lost about 10 of our ships. I don't even care. I mean, we'd lose them all. What matters is getting these turrets up, which, despite their efforts, is gradually happening. Of course, a big part of it is we just don't have the metal to build these. Okay, so they've got like one over there shooting at this, one over here, not much. Yeah, those are only 2 ships attacking. Why don't I just go ahead and get rid of them? I don't need to, but with just that little bit, let's do it. Okay, so nobody else is attacking, and we can, in theory, okay, one is. We can, in theory, just wrap this up, though. You can see some time has passed. We're almost an hour into the game. Done a few things here. I got a little more scouting done. Couldn't get to the homeworlds, but I got to the core worlds. That's good enough. Obviously, the homeworlds we're going to save for last anyway. We don't need to go look at those anytime soon. Did discover a few things. They've been hitting us with waves pretty often. But in series now we have everything up. We had for a while. We're parked right on top of the wormhole. We're protecting the fabricator over here. The botnet golem is gone and the Black Widow golem almost gone. But again, I don't particularly care about those. I didn't build up too much in here because I wanted to do some hacking. They've got some... All the advanced research stations do not appear... It appears that they keep those off the core worlds. But there are some backup and some fabricators on the core worlds. So for whatever reason, that's the division. So these are where the advanced research stations are, 1 here and 2 here. And I want to hack this one, because it's giving us the space plane by default, but I can also get a couple of the Zenith ships. I could have the bombardment ship or the beam frigate. I want the bombardment ship, I've decided. I want to try to use those a little bit. So I'm going to want that. That's going to be one hack that's going to cost us 35, and then I'll try to use design downloads and or corruptions for the others. I want one of the ships in Slan and not the other one. So if we take a look at what they have, I've got just starting to get the hacking stuff up in place, but the actual hacker's still building. But if we take a look at these, they're right over here. And the Youngling Vulture basically does more damage the more the target is damaged. So as something is more damage, it can feed off it. That's cool to a point, but what I want is that acid sprayer, which is a short-range ship that does a lot of damage to certain types of ships. It's got, I think, 4 different attack multipliers of 8 or higher. And so it could sort of fill in some gaps there if we're having trouble with ships of any of those hull types. So I'm going to try that. And we're also going to be getting more youngling ships from various places. Some of the fabricators and some of the research stations. So that's what I want to go with. I'm doing a little bit of science in here, though, because I don't know how it works. How does it decide which one do I get? Do I get one by random? Hopefully not. Or what's the mechanic for me to be able to pick? So I'm going to have to take a look at that in a bit. And I also want to show the new Neinzul starship that we get for free by having this on. So all that's going to be coming up as soon as we get this thing built. Okay, now the hack has just begun. Design download on Slan. Let's hope it works. And we can see we're down to 50,000 energy, which is why I didn't build more ships. I came in here with a couple hundred, and frankly it was just enough. I also included one of these new starships, and it got blown up before I was able to get the shield up. So that was a little bit dicey. And if we take a look at this thing, boop, there it goes. It's spurting out things. This is the Neinzul Enclave starship. And every so often it splurts out a handful of drones. And they start on FRD. And if we take a look at them, let's take a look at some up close and personal. Now see, we've got Needler drones. And you can see the self-attrition time is just 30 seconds. That's all they last. MLRS drones up here. So, and they start on FRD, and if something only lasts 30 seconds, pretty much always going to want them to stay on that. They just add to what we have defending against the hack. I've got some ships back here. I've got 30 of the mainline turrets, the standard defensive formation. And I'm just going to sort of let this go. These seem to me to be something to be a pretty good addition to an attack. It only does it when enemies are present. And whenever we be under threat, like I plan on putting a couple of these in series to just bolster our defenses beyond what they already are. And they'll be an automatic ship that sort of acts as part of our turret defense. Anytime there's enemies that come in, they'll go out and attack them. And let's say they were to attack us with Zenith bombardment ships, like they did in the last game. Well, these could go out and handle stuff that's even beyond fixed defenses to a limited degree. So I wouldn't have to have a special fleet tasked to deal with longer range ships threatening my fixed defenses. I could just set these in here. And so that's what my goal is going to be. And so far, we appear to be handling this pretty well, but they're making some progress. I don't think they're going to make too much more, though. Well, crapola. Here's what happened. It gave us both of them. AI design data downloaded for Vulture and Sprayer. That's not what I wanted. So apparently if there's more than one in a system, I can't take one. I've got to take them both. And that sent our hacking progress negative 57. Look at the AI's expected hacking response level now. This doesn't apply to the current one, I don't think, but 1145, Forest Fire, Extreme, would be 28 if the progress were 0 instead of negative. So that just shows you 1145 compared to 28 is what it thinks. It's just going to go nutso if the hacking goes negative, which I knew. I didn't plan on this going negative. I only wanted to hack one of them. But, I mean, it's 2 for the price of 1 in terms of time, but I only wanted to take, I only wanted to take one of them. I didn't want them all. But nonetheless, them all is what I got. So I got the Vulture now and the Acid Sprayer. Yep, that's what the other one was. And then they're sending their ships at us. We should be able to wrap this up. And then I plan on taking over the Slan system so that we can benefit from this. Since it's behind our series choke point, we should be feeling very good about things once we clean up this mess. As I was building up to the next order of business, I did some more research. I unlocked the Mark II Enclave starships. I wanted to see what those do. It didn't cost that much. Mark II engineer drones and some other starships floating around. I got the Zenith and the Spire, and then I wanted to get all those built. While I was in the middle of that, some Enclave stuff started to happen. This is the roaming Enclave of the Neinzul, and this thing is assisting us. It's building some of these ships out here, roaming Enclave Vulture, and then we've got roaming Enclaves from the other side coming after us. So those roaming enclaves are attacking series, and they have ships like this. We've seen the preservation wardens, which act similarly. They've only attacked us once, and that was right after we blew up nearby Slon. They apparently didn't like that particular nuclear explosion. So we've got all of these ships up here fighting it out. We've got our drones from the Neinzul starship that we have fighting it out. So we have all kinds of basically Neinzul involved in this particular battle. And I'm building up to attack our next system, which is... I'll just let them do their thing for a while. I'm building more starships here. Which is going to be Pretoria. And I'm kind of forced into that by what happened in Slime, because we've got this negative hacking situation. And in Dagobah, I want to get the shield bearer. But it's going to be a while till I have the hacking to do that. So Pretoria is really the only easy target from here. We will get a third Black Widow Golem, if you can believe it, that we're not going to need. We'll grab the one in Slon if we want it. We are going to get microfighters, plasma starships Mark V, a couple more ARSs, and so on. But it has a translocator eye, so I went with the starship route. Oh, more threat coming in. That shouldn't be a problem. Now, I thought about trying to activate the Curse Golem yet. I think it's a little bit too early. The metal would take forever. I think taking some starships in there, it's only a Mark II system, and we should be able to handle it. Find out if I'm right about this or not. We got this lovely pitched battle here, but we're going to be okay. And look at that, 1.3 million orbiting scrap. Now, unfortunately, the drawback, of course, of the military command station, our salvage efficiency is not good. We're still getting a few hundred every time with this. I could have made it logistics and got more salvage from it, and you could argue that would have been a better idea. I went with military for safety. So heading in Pretoria, figured to have a bunch of fun. You can see we do not have very many ships, and we don't have a lot of metal either. I'm hoping my starships survive this encounter, and I'm keeping them away from that. That's the anti-arachnid guard post. See, they've been collecting some threat in here, so this is sort of the crux of things to a certain extent. I'm hoping we can survive this, at least mostly, take out a bunch of their ships, and then gradually build up in here. Oh, look, they've got a bunch of hives in here saying hello. I don't think this is going to work. No, this is not happening. Get out. So these those are the Neinzul hives flying around there. Hybrid hives, and yeah, they're not liking us much either. So we got to deal with this reprisal, but we've also got to figure out how we want to deal with the translocator system. We need more firepower. Don't have enough to power up a golem. And, I mean, we just need more. A lot more. They have an ion cannon Mark III. I could go knock that out, but I'd like to use it defensively. So, I think I just need more in the way of starships. And I'm just going to have to wait now for the metal to cycle back up. That's going to take a while, and it's going to be kind of pain. Oh, look, 650 ships, yeah. Well, they'll help feed it. Hello, my friends. Here comes that lovely big reprisal wave. And boy, it looks like it comes on like a ton, but then everybody slows down when you get to my tractor beams and my gravitational turrets. And meanwhile, I want to check out these guys. Okay, I think those were from the Mark... Does it give us simply Mark II? Yeah, okay, so it looks like it gives us the same thing. It just gives us higher Mark versions of the drones. Attrition time is still 30 per file. Okay, so you get a better version of the same drone. Okay. You can see my metal is tanked because it's trying to rebuild my starships that I had set on loop. And I just don't have the huge metal resources right now that I would like to have. We've still got, I think, yeah, that Enclave starship helping us out. So that's helping. And let's see, what's our scrap at? Not that much, honestly. Okay, so here's attempt number 2, and it's going to be a much more high-stakes battle. We return much stronger. Almost 200 ships. There's just one problem. They return much stronger, too. They've been reinforcing in the meantime. They've been throwing all their threat in here, and this lovely ball down here has some starships and also, as we can see, a whole bunch of missile frigates. And unlike the Neinzul ships, they were perfectly content to hang out in here because they don't have a timer hanging over their head where they're going to die. So yeah, that's problematic. So I brought in my Enclave starships. I didn't want to, but I did anyway. Just to get rid of some of this stuff. Because I needed as much firepower as I think I can get. And then I'm just going to try to move gradually towards this group. Once we get the ship count equalized, if we do, then I'm going to try to run the Enclave starships out. And the thing with this is I have to win this fight. Because if I don't, they're going to keep building back up. I might have to build golems over a period of like an hour to break through it. I mean, it's just going to cost me so much time. And with that time, more AI progress, it's back up to 62. It's taken me quite a while to build up just this. So, yeah. This needs to go my way. And hopefully it will. So let's see what unfolds. Well, that's not looking good. But here's the tractor beams and my riot control starting to thin it out. They have 650, so they've still got a lot more than we do. Of course, that includes the ones in the... Yep, here they go. Now, with us we have the polarizers Mark V. Those are good against armored ships. We have the grenade launchers. Those have the area effect. And it looks like we're doing okay here. Okay-ish, at least. But I couldn't really bring anything else, because those are the Mark V ships, therefore they can avoid the ion cannons. And also my electric bombers. Everything else would have gotten torn up by the ion cannons, so yeah. We have 146. Reprisal warning, but we've taken out over 200 of their ships. So let's just sort of hang out in this area. And there's one of their hybrids. Look like it's about to go down. Please go down. Thank you. And you see they've flown off this way with more of them. We're taking out some of those hybrids. That's got to be good for us long term. And there's a sniper guardian. 140 against 342. So we are gradually lowering them down. Our Enclave starships still alive. No, why are you... Okay, they're going to fly off that way and do dumb things. But we have a pretty secure location here. Okay, let's move away. And I was trying to get out of the way of the reprisal, but I didn't quite make it. So they're all flowing down this way. I'm just trying to save most of the starships, rebuild, and go back in there after we handle their reprisals. Which seems to be going reasonably well. Got a couple more even bigger ones coming in. So this back and forth nonsense is really driving me up the wall. But at least we've got some metal. We can rebuild. We can hit them again pretty quickly. That should be okay. And so we are back in Pretoria for a third time, but with a new plan. I decided I like the grenade launchers better than the polarizers, at least for this. But also, I noticed something. The range of this doesn't actually quite extend here. So, I can take my starships with me, and hopefully we can knock that out and stay out of range of the arachnid. Yeah, much better idea than I had the first time. Let's head over here now. And now we could get now that we'll be rid of these two. Boom, 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 boom. We've got some counterattacking going on over here. As a matter of fact, let's... Yeah, I should be taking these out first. Get rid of that sniper. There's a lovely shield bearer. But we're going to be able to control this side of the system. And then in theory, at least, I can send smaller ships up here. Although they do have to pound... Oh, there's a... Yeah. They do have to pound through a force field to get to that arachnid. That's going to suck. But still, we can do it. Or maybe I completely ignore it and just take out the system. Now we're going to get a barracks in here if I do that. And we'll also, you know, have these advanced research stations. I'll want them to float towards us. Even if I lose the advanced research stations, I don't lose the resources from them. So that's not that valuable. I think I want to do that. I think I just want to ignore this stupid thing, take out the command station, and just build up. Okay, and here's the aftermath. Now, we're building over here on top of all 3 Mark V fabricators. We got some shield bearers coming after us, but that's it. Everything else was consumed by the explosion. We got these factories that we want to be taking out pretty soon. Don't care about the golems, Black Widow, and Hive. I still think I want the Widow and the Cursed as my golems to possibly at some point build. And what do we have here? Roaming Enclave. We've got some acting as the ones that are our allies that are coming in. And they're going to come and knock out all this other stuff. Very nice. And these shield bearers are going to destroy... I thought I'd get over here in time to stop them. But I'm not going to. Awesome. Oh, here comes the Enclaves. They're having a say or two. Still doesn't look like we're going to make it, though. Nope. Yeah, whatever. We'll get on top of this eventually. It's a very minor setback. Let's clear everybody out, and send in the remains for the builder. That's all that's got to happen here. And soon enough, Pretoria belonged to us. But this only raises more questions now. What next? Well, we could go after Lachesis, which is a core world. Or Despina, which is a core world. Or Dagobah, which you don't have enough hacking to do what we want to do in there to get the shield bearer. Are the shield bearers really worth it? Yeah, I think they are. Those are our choices. We don't have any others. And even after we take these two, I don't know if we have enough hacking to do that. I may have to abandon that plan. If I'm going to go in here, how am I going to take a core world with what we have? We have all kinds of new ships. You can see here. All kinds of them. But we don't have enough energy to build them all. So I'm going to have to pick and choose what we get. We got the Microfighter Mark V. We've got the Electric Shuttle Mark V. That would probably be really useful in there. Knocking out a bunch of the strategic reserve they're no doubt going to send at us. And at least there probably wouldn't be that much of it. Less than 3 hours into the game. And we picked up some other things. So I've got to decide what I want to use. I'd like to build the mother of all beachheads in here, but we don't have the energy for it. Maybe take out the orbital mass driver and then bring the cursed golem in to help deal with that stuff. And they got that Mark V counterpost. Almost all of their posts in there are immune to sniper shots. I can't just kill them with the beachhead. But that would be just to deal with their strategic reserve and whatever is going to come in here. The nice thing is that the core worlds are, of course, from the different AIs. But still, this is... Oh, this is going to be rough. And that whole mess in Slime with the 2 design backup servers really messed up my plan. It's going to make this difficult. But all of that is going to come up next time. Thanks everybody for watching. I've got to figure out what to do here. And that'll happen soon as AI War Fleet Command continues.